And hello, folks. Welcome to the next week, another exciting week of Overwatch 2 right here for the Kansas City Corporate Esports Cup, presented to you by Google Fiber. JT Displays here for you folks to cast another exciting week of content here. I believe this is going to be week 5, folks. We got week 5. We're only got like 2 more weeks of the regular season. One of those weeks, of course, is going to be an off week. Next week, we are off celebrating the birth of America. So we ain't doing Overwatch next week, folks. A reminder at the top here, I want to get that clear. No Overwatch next week, but we will have it in the second week of July. So this is the last week of June. The second week of July is the next time to expect some Corporate Esports Cup action in your faces here. But tonight we are focused on the homestand for Google Fiber. They are going to be taking on Populous and then the Nuebs of NeuAnalytics here at the end of their homestand. It's going to be a tough one for them. Google Fiber, they've had a rough season here. We know that they've had their struggles at times. Just trying to get a few maps in here. I know not everybody's been able to. There's been some scheduling issues there inside the team. So that is one of those things that we got to be aware of, watching out for. But certainly it is, their time to shine if there ever was one, because, we're going to get a full, hopefully about an hour here. This is about as long as we, about an hour and a half. This is about as what we typically get for these streams here, folks. But again, a reminder, no Overwatch next week. We're taking next week off. We're done with next week. We only care about 2 things, fireworks and more fireworks. All right, those are the 2 things we care about for next week. It's fireworks and more fireworks. All right. Today, of course, we care about a lot of things. We care about all of our sponsors. We got to think here. We got Populous, Sporting Kansas City, Park University, Forvis, and the Kansas City Esports Coalition. It's all powered by KC Game On as well. But we're excited for this one here. I know that we've got Populous. They're looking to get squared away here. They're ready to roll, looks like. We're waiting to hear back from Google Fiber. It is their homestand, so they can. It's their party, so to speak. So they can make sure that they get all the window dressing ready to rumble for that. But yeah, obviously this is going to be a little bit more of an explainer for the rules for you guys. Once again, it is a best of 3 series. So how that works is that you got to win 2 out of 3 maps to win the series there. We don't have to go all the way to game 3 to map 3. Sometimes we do, but that's not necessarily a guarantee there. Sometimes just 2 and then on to the next one there. So whether we're gonna have 2 sweeps or a sweep and a game 3, or if we're gonna have 2 maps, 2 matches of game 3 types. Hey, that's a lot of hype right there. Getting all the way to game 3. That is certainly going to mean that we've got some leveled up competition here. And people have been practicing and getting a little better. And that's what we want to see. We want to see people get a little bit better every single week there. We don't want to, nobody likes complacency. Nobody likes the status quo. Well, some people like the status quo. I personally, I'm not a big status quo kind of guy. I like having variety. I like seeing the chaos there. I like seeing, pizzazz popping off, different plays, things that we don't necessarily expect all the time. But that remains to be seen here. We're still waiting to hear back from both teams here. So while we're waiting, folks, I don't want to just have you just sitting here looking at my face. But we looks like we should have possibly. All right, so we are starting to get in here. We are actually going to get loaded up in here pretty quickly, so that's good to see here. Looks like that they're going to get started here on Watchpoint Gibraltar, possibly. If that is the case here, it'll be an escort map there, which is something that I think Google Fiber noticed last week was something that they could potentially exploit. That was one kind of chink in the armor there for Populous, is that they don't do as well on escort maps as they do on some of the other maps there. So this could be a tactical play here, getting started off on an escort map. Of course, the map has not been confirmed yet. Of course, we won't know that until everybody is loaded in here. But, just to give you a little refresh there for Populous, they got Jordan as the team captain, Mr. Berg, Death's twin, Jarsh as well. And then of course we got on the side of Google Fiber there, looks like we got Falcor, LL7878, Mikey Brittles as well. So Mikey and Brittles to be specific there. It's two different ones. Two different ones. So we are possibly going to see a full team here from Google Fiber, which is not usually their MO. I know that they've had some projects that some sprints that have to get done there. It happens. But if we're able to get at least a semi full squad there, I think that's a pretty good showing from there, and we might see a bit of a better result for them. Currently, they are still scoreless or winless, I should say, not scoreless, winless. So there's a possibility here that this could be the week that they turn it around here. That they flip the script on everybody and really kind of start making that charge up the charts there, and showing that they're continuing to improve and looking better and better before we head off into the playoffs and the finals and whatnot. So we are still double checking here a few things, making sure we got all the settings right here. I think that we are. Yeah, it looks like the team captains are checking there. Once we get the confirmation there, looks like we are going to get confirmation here from both sides that all the kitties are in the pool. So once they are ready to go, we'll send you right into the map here. So this will be a nice, quick, early start here to the stream, folks. We don't usually get that, so I'm a little thankful for it here. Not that it's been wrong in the past. Just hey, if we get started off earlier, that's always a win. I like getting y'all into the action there quick and early. Makes my job a little bit easier. I'll be honest, it makes my job a little easier because there's fun things I get to commentate on earlier in the stream. So once we get both teams confirmed and the map confirmed here, and everybody gets ready, all the kitties in the pool, as I like to say, you'll be able to kick off this Google Fiber homestand. So again, this is their chance to shine. Hopefully they've got a little something up their sleeves here. I think that they would appreciate that here. Looks like we are having some settings issues with the game itself. So some lobby issues. Trying to figure out which one is invalid. One of the options. Okay, let's check the options here. Tank to support. Makes sense. I don't see any issues in the settings from my standpoint here, but I'm not the one that's creating the match here, so that's apropos of nothing, so to speak. Looks like they're checking in with the tournament mods there. So once we get a little more information here, Jedi Hagra there in the chat, getting hyped up, knowing his team is up next. Y'all in the batter's box there. Well, not in the batter's box, more the on deck circle, so to speak, getting warmed up. If we're gonna go with baseball terms here, I mean it's summer. It's the only that's not the only sport that's on, but it's the only sport that's on during the daytime, unless you count international football, soccer. Then sometimes some of those international games are on during the daytime, but really, I mean, it's all MLS, and baseball. It's the only two that are really active this time of the year. Kind of a drought the drought season, if you will, for major sports fans such as myself. So it looks like they are going to instead change over to Havana. Looks like they are ready to go here. So we will get ready to go ourselves as we get into Havana. Let me see if I can remember my hotkeys. As we get underway here.
Stay sharp. It's harder to keep you alive when you're distracted.
As we kind of zoom in here on the Google Fiber squad. As they make their way to the defense of that escort. It's that truck right there. And real quick, we're going to make sure we get a nice little...
Attackers incoming. Stop the payload. Clear out. Big stagger left. Receive my aid. You cannot escape me. I keep you up.
I won't let you fall.
Make me proud! Up close, death. The yoke of it is charging!
Surrender to my will. My power emanates. Fate is in my hands. Kill them.
Was that for research?
As it'll make its way backwards now.
End is within my reach.
See Hanzo trying to put some damage in here for Populous here. The Riptire will find a couple targets here. Wow, 4 of them here for LL7878. And that is a huge stop there, getting the team kill as Death's Twin's the last one to go down here for Populous. Google Fiber in control of the objective right now, standing strong in front of the point.
Payload stalled. Get on.
So now the payload moving backwards here as Mr. Berg and squad will make their way towards the objective. Trying to get somebody, found one, and he's going to take out that Torbjorn. Goes down, and thanks in no small part to Mikey on that Moira, who's been doing some great damage work here. As says LL7878, who had that on fire moment of getting that Riptire. Brittle's also putting in some good work. Getting their ult, a 3-person ult there. And he's able to take out Death's Twin. Gets a double kill there. And LL78 so much on fire here for this squad of Google Fiber. They may be able to hold them here before the first point. Now it's going to be a Junkrat battle here, and Death's Twin loses it out as there's another Riptire available. He's going to have to be careful, though, with it. As he... Did he take on himself? I think he did. But Mikey with a strong stand there. And round one complete. They only get 70-some meters on that. Yeah, just about 72 meters was all the push they were able to get here. So pretty good, strong start here for Google Fiber. So we'll see if they can hold on to it here. As these two teams get ready to go once again, switching sides. And the battle will be on. So Populous there, stalled out right around that point right there. That was as far as they were able to get. So it'll be up to them to be able to make it work.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
As they are underway there, the Genji getting stuck behind enemy lines here. Dangerous position, but staying alive somehow. I see a lot of in the furball of the melee brittles on the Orisa. Trying to stay alive here. Take out the Moira there. As Google Fiber is trying to go for the push here. Jordanary falling back, trying to collect some teammates here, because they know how far they need to get to stay alive here. The Symmetra trying to put some damage in here. It's gonna be close. As we're on board once again with Mikey, who's so good on that Moira there, able to predict and stall out that strong rocket jump push there from the Reinhardt. L78 there on the Cowboy there. Cassidy. That's a double kill for Cassidy. Trying to get that final one in. As Mikey will clean it up here. And the payload should move. And that will mean a victory for Google Fiber on map number 1. A play of the game has to be LL7878's Junkrat Riptire, taking out 4 out of the possible 5 targets. Everyone was grouped up. Great combo there. And what an incredible match that was, as map number 1 going to Google Fiber here. So they came out swinging on their homestand, taking the first map of the night, and that is quite the statement, folks. Again, Google Fiber, they've had their struggles in the past year, but I think today they're coming in as a very synergized team together here. So we'll see what map they decide to go with collectively here for map number 2, but objectively speaking, the payload seems to be in favor of Google Fiber here. That seems to be a good mode for their skill set here. As it looks like we may be going possibly to Esperanza for a push map there. I mean, a push map would make sense as well. It's a neutral objective that's constantly moving, and Google Fiber seems to have a really good skill set for that, if that's the case here. As they are both making their decisions here, chatting amongst themselves. But certainly, we've got ourselves the Bruins of an upset, maybe. An upset on a homestand? I mean, stranger things have happened. As Google Fiber taking the first map here. They are in rare form tonight, and I'm happy to see it here. So it looks like it will be Esperanza.
Welcome to Esperanza.
Esperanza. Portuguese, not my. I speak German. I don't speak Portuguese, but that is okay. We got the objective here. So either one will have to push their way through here. We'll just do a quick zoom of the map. From one end all the way to the other.
Ready for battle.
And there we have it, folks. Esperanza.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Objective.
As we get both teams underway here. See Falcor, LL78, 78, Mikey Brittles against the team of Jordanary, Mr. Berg, Death's Twin, and Jarsh. And it will be a team with Mikey on it that gets to the objective first. And already putting some damage in here.
Let us push.
As Mikey somehow stays alive right there. Keeping their teammates alive as well. Death's Twin trying to do what he can on the Reaper. Gets taken out though. This Falcor trying to push that bot as quickly as possible on his Lucio. As Jordanary wisely waits for his team. On board with Mr. Berg. Took out a couple sentries there. Important. As he jumps into the fray there. He's got all the opponents around him there, but not taking too much damage. Misses with the hammer smash that time. Ooh, but solid ult takes out 3 there. And that should get a team wipe and takes the robot in an opposite direction. As they will begin their push. As Populous trying to look for the sneaky way around here, possibly. As you find Google Fiber all grouped up, waiting for their opponents. The ult from Symmetra staving off so much damage until the Reinhardt's able to come in and take out the mad scientist. The Sigma. Trading kills on both sides here. But Jordanary goes down there, thanks to Mikey. And now, that bot still pushing here though, so Google Fiber sustaining too much damage on that to stop it, everything. And then the zoning ult from Death's Twin, not gonna dissuade Mikey. See Falcor here on that Lucio, keeping his team zooming.
How's that for sound therapy? Louder this time. Match this BPM. Misery made.
So Google Fiber has the bigger push here. And they've got a task ahead of them as they look to stop out Populous here. Jarsh in a dangerous position here. See that Moira just keeping teammates topped up here as much as they can. Jordinary. And his team's still pushing here. As Google Fiber, they've made it past the halfway point in the objective. With 5 minutes and 45 seconds still to play here in this second map. Ooh, the hammer down, and that's going to take him out. As Mr. Berg is on fire, taking out 3. With the help of the Ana there, but getting powered up. Try and take out the Sigma. Will zone him off and does get that kill. That is 5-player kill streak there for Mr. Berg. Pretty impressive display there as Death's Twin doing a good job of utilizing those shotguns effectively as the robot stalls. We're going to try to get a flanking position in here on Mikey there. Now the ult here from Symmetra to keep that damage away unless they get in their face. Taking out 1. The ult here from the soldier with this Lucio as well. Stalls him out here. And now Jarsh has got to retreat and find his teammates as Google Fiber once again able to stop the push in time. Everybody is all loaded back in here. It looks like this will be the stomping grounds right here. Gets ulted there by the Ana. To take out 1, 2, 3. Oh, looking for that third one. Here's the third one. An impressive display by Mr. Berg. That's why you always ult the Reinhardt if you're Ana. Falcor just kind of stalling him out here a little bit. As now, there is the point of contention here for Populous. Google Fiber having to try to make that stand here, but here, this is a much more concerted effort here from Populous. The big ult from Death's Twin there, getting 1 and cleaning up a second one in the back line, trying to get the third one. Does zone him off here. And now LL7878 trying to keep on the objective here, but now that push bot. This should be the first lead here for Populous. And they have now crossed that threshold. Big hit there from the Sigma by Brittles. So many side fights coming in here. It's hard to keep track of all of them, folks. But both teams just doing a lot. The Sigma ult! And the Reinhardt ult going nowhere that time. But Mr. Berg staying alive, though, despite all that. curious to see what who Jornay will power up here. Now they have that ult. It will be the Reinhardt. So they know they got to stay away from Mikey's. Got to stay away. Got to be very careful there. But Mikey's doing a really good job of getting out of the way of Mr. Berg here. The double jump from LL78 to get back in. Keeping Death's Twin off the fight. As Mikey kind of turning into the DPS healer here, just doing so much damage for the team. Taking out one. Looking for a second one now. Moira on Moira there. As they try to keep their escape now. See them try to stagger this out with a minute remaining here before we get into overtime. Google Fiber pushing, but at a disadvantage. Riptide is out, and that's going to take out one, possibly a second. As he gets taken out by Jordinary. But Mikey now ready to turn into the Moira DPS if need be. Trying to keep their team. Knows where they're at with that little ball there, that orb. As Google Fiber is pushing, they have to stay near that robot. And the Death's Twin, Death Blossom there, critical. As Mr. Berg takes them out. And that should mean it is a team kill, and Populous will secure map number 2. A close game there. And let's see that play of the game there from Mr. Berg. That Reinhardt ult was critical. Took out a bunch of people in a short amount of time there. That does probably change the mathematics considerably for their squad, as they've now evened it up, which means we are heading into a critical map number 3, folks. Map number 3 in the first match of the night. Love to see it. Love to see it. So we've had a push map. We've had a escort map. It makes sense we should have a control map now. Let's go to Busan. So I think that's going to be the objective here for these two squads. As we are getting a brief break in the action here. It looks like somebody might need to step out briefly. We're gonna double check on that here. But man, oh man. Exciting stuff here. Populous, I wasn't sure they were gonna get, pull it out there in the at the end. I'll be honest, Google Fiber was striving and hugging the curves on that push map there, but ultimately they managed to get it done here. So we are gonna head on in to Busan as our third and final map. As we just kind of take our leisurely time with it.
Ready for battle.
And there it is. Right over the big drum. That drum, it go dum. Dum dum dum. So with that control, there's a one single point contest for either squad.
Round 1. Capture the objective.
And it sits on top of a big giant turtle. See who will be the first squad to get here. It looks like it is going to be Mr. Berg on the D.Va. He's going to get that first kill of the game as well. That's Mikey on the Ana for Google Fiber, but it will be Populous who takes the first point. It's Jordinary. Death's Twin. Jarsh as well. The Google Fiber. Oh, Ana getting sleeped by the other Ana. Careful with that Reaper there. As Reaper takes out both supports here. And that should mean that my camera is stuck. But Populous maintaining their dominant position right now. As you see, it is up to Jordinary, who's kind of staying off in that off position there. Not staying next to anyone else, but gets a good sleep on the Orisa. Trying to keep the D.Va alive. As D.Va is powered up here. But it's not enough. Mikey now frozen in place and taken out by Jarsh. As we're nearing 85%, almost 90% of the way there. Populous has held a vice grip on this map since the start. And now the D.Va ult gets the Reaper. As Death's Twin with the Death Blossom there. And Jordinary with the cleanup. 3 kills there in a row for Jordinary. And round 1 going to Populous.
Score 0-1. Ready for battle.
So Populous taking out round 1 there. So we head over to... Oh, it's a theater? That's what that was. Okay. So I never realized that that was a theater down there.
Round 2. Capture the objective.
So we head down to the train depot. As the objective finally unlocks here. And just in time for Populous to take control of it. LL 7878 on the Reinhardt now. So he can do some big damage there with that Reinhardt. Mikey taking out Death's Twin that time. Trying to keep Reinhardt alive, but will go down. It's Mikey now in a line of fire of that D.Va of Mr. Berg. Bird, again, that's the thing about D.Va, is just being so oppressive. Got a choke point like this, D.Va can absolutely be so devastating, just trying to keep everybody out of the way here. It's Death's twin. Currently flanking the fight here. Mikey got the better of Jordinary there, as he had no idea where he was at. But gets taken out here. As Jordinary getting bailed out there by the Ana. The Death Blossom lying in wait there from Death's twin. The question is, where and when will he use it? As it looks like it is now being contested here. See, goes the wrong way. Oh, and what a stun there. Getting knocked out at the inopportune time. We did not see that Death Blossom come to fruition here. And now Google Fiber takes position on the objective.
You cannot escape me.
I see now Populous pushing once again. Looking to take out Mikey there. They took out the other. So Moira for Moira. We have a wasted ult there from Mr. Berg, but it doesn't matter because they are going to take the objective here, and unless somebody can get on the objective for Google Fiber, not a chance, not in time. It will be Populous. Game, set, match. Taking the first in this homestand for Google Fiber. And so, Google Fiber losing out to Populous there in the end, but a hard-fought bottom took them to map number 5. An impressive display there for Google Fiber. But now they are going to have to quickly shift their attentions from the hard-fought battle with Populous and start thinking about the currently undefeated the Nuebs from NeuAnalytics. So that is going to be the battle that we are going to take a look at when we come back, folks. We're going to take a brief break. When we come back, the Nuebs say hello to the homestand of Google Fiber. So don't go anywhere. You know it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun one.
One, two, three, four.
See, folks, wasn't that quick? I thought that was quick, personally. You know, we're back. We're back. It's JT Displays, still here, still with y'all. And we got ourselves the noobs are all loaded up in here pretty quickly. So that is, you know, I'd say that is some quick time in here. We don't usually get these quick time events here, but you gotta be quick, fast on the triggers, as you like to say here. So we will see how they load up here. Obviously, we got Jedi Hagrid, the team captain, Cocoa Puff, Stone Cold, Bruticus, and Happy Rock round out that squad there. As it looks like, will we get Havana? That could be an interesting one to go to there. A little different from Esperanza. But meanwhile, for Google Fiber, obviously a hard-fought battle there with Populous. It can't be said enough. The grit, they were able to take that first map there. Showed that there was a chink in the armor there for Populous. Possibly, if the noobs are taking note, you know, they can tuck that away there. That maybe Populous isn't so as strong on their escort maps as other teams out there. As Jedi excited as all get out there, no doubt. As we are waiting to see if we get everybody in here in time. Once we do get everybody in, I'm sure we'll get underway. Certainly a fun one here on this Google Fiber homestand. And it's fun ones as well when we started thinking about how fun it is to have corporate sponsors for the Kansas City Corporate Esports Cup presented to you by Google Fiber, the home squad today. And we can't do it without some of those sponsors. You know, we got folks like Populous, who was just on here. You know, they got the W, they got the victory. Sporting KC, you know, Park University, Forvis, the Kansas City Esports Coalition, and the KC Game On. You know, that's what we're all powered by right now. Is KC Game On. You know, without them, their organizational skills, this stream doesn't really happen. Because I mean, listen, I got ADHD, guys. It's organization's not my strong suit. No, but seriously, big thanks to our sponsors here. A reminder, you won't be getting any of those sponsored messages here next week because we are not streaming at all next week. We got two things we're worried about next week, all right? It's fireworks and more fireworks, all right? And that is two big thumbs up for me as we are celebrating Independence Day, America birthday, 4th of July, etc., and so on and so forth. We celebrate freedom, that's right. Absolutely. We are celebrating freedom. And it's our freedom to celebrate freedom. It also happens to be, you know, that birthday weekend, but you know, for me personally. But you know, who cares about getting older and then realizing that the pros, you know, the oldest pros in some of these esports scenes are 22 years old, and you know, they were born in the year 2000. Yeah, that's something that hit me today. Is that the oldest Rocket League pro that's still at the professional level is he's 22 years old, and that's that hits you somewhere, guys. Don't that's a reality check right there for you. So shout out to Torsauce over in the Australia, down in the Aussie lands, holding down the fort for veterans of esports. At 22 years old, the oldest man in the sport. Some wondering if he's still at the top of his game here, if he still has any fuel left in the tank. I am well into my 30s, but we're going to get into Havana, folks. And enough of my musings here. So this should be another fun one here. Again, I think that Google Fiber, they like Havana, you know, they like having a little bit of a party. You know, so we're gonna stick with the party vibes. Have some cachaça. Never had that. It's delicious. You know, look it up. It just goes to show that even Havana gets new cars now. So I guess some sort of embargo lifted in the world of Overwatch. Or they just retrofitted the old ones here. Could go either way, you know. What are we carrying today? Don Rumbotico.
I'm working.
Sorry, what are we?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers.
Cocoa Puff spamming the good kitties, and I'm working lines. As you can see now, the launch here into the fray. As Stone Cold takes out 2 there.
Good kitty. Good kitty. Good kitty.
I've got meds.
Good kitty.
And everybody on the objective there.
That's sir to you. That's sir to you. That's sir to you.
As Johnny Haggard happily holding down the fort, so to metaphorically speaking there. Finally gets pushed off here. As Google Fiber is trying to get in the way of this push here by the Nuebs. Mikey goes down. And it is another good push there by the Nuebs as they are continuing to march onward. As they take the first objective there, the first checkpoint. 78 there. Putting a lot of work in as the Reinhardt, making sure that they don't get any further than that. Stops that Diva ult, who only takes out Falcor.
Ultimate is charging up.
Bothersome.
Oh, gets taken out right before the ult lands there. That is unfortunate as Falcor is going to have to go back to base and spawn with 0% in his ult. Without being able to break it down at all. See Stone Cold there on the Moira, which seems to be the most meta support character, just because of how much damage they can output. Bruticus. Haven't seen him yet, but apparently they're very, very good on Hanzo. That's the only character they seem to play. You see once again, Populous. Or sorry, the Nuebs. The Nuebs. They're pushing. Not able to get a kill secured with that ult, but did a good job zoning it nonetheless.
I've got meds. Who needs them? Stay close.
See Cocoa Puff there, trying to snipe out the opposing team as they near the final objective. Google Fiber Trying to stay strong here in this final push as Stone Cold is pushing forward to their spawn point. As the truck keeps marching on here. Mikey trying to get into the back line there. But no one's on the objective, and it's going to go right to the front gate there. And Dr. Rombotico, excuse me, is able to get that rum to the warehouse.
Initiating match.
Allegedly. Might not be rum. Make our slow way all the way back. Just get a quick view of the entire operations. It's really pretty impressive.
We depend on you.
I'm not relaxed. I just make everything look easy.
There's Jedi Haggard. I respect it. Personally, I'd love to see if he just jumped right up here. That would be really fun. They are underway here. As two of them get taken out immediately. Mikey doing a lot of damage there on that Zarya. Is Zarya finally meta again? I don't know. That's a question for Mikey, maybe. But, no, says the Roadhog. It's still not meta. Luckily. So... And seeing the Mercies out here, it's very interesting there. We haven't seen Mercy all day today, except for on very rare occasions there. No doubt not feeling as strong as she once did. Let's see what LL7878 can do on that Moira. As Mercy gets killed in the middle of a res by the Hanzo. Now going to try to exact a measure of justice there. But Hanzo, wise to it.
I better be more careful. Going for a new personal best.
See Mikey now on board with him. That's a double kill there for the Roadhog. Trying to make it a triple, maybe. Big ult. Oh, and there it is. On fire now, Cocoa Puff taking over this game. As we got ults from Baptiste, Hanzo, and Mercy on deck. The Riptire is going to take out a few. And now Google Fiber, after being oppressed for so long near their base, is going to finally start moving this objective here. Ooh, a big ult there. Huge ults here coming out from Google Fiber, timing it just right. trying to keep Zarya alive. She goes down there to Cocoa Puff. Cocoa Puff on a murder rampage once again. Absolutely decimating a one-man wrecking crew. Somebody nerf Roadhog. Or somebody nerf Cocoa Puff. Either way, just taking the game by storm.
Witness the flame of my soul.
Still in the middle. Unleashes the ult. Along with Hanzo. And that is a huge stop there. As that Hanzo ult was able to delay the push here. There's just 10 seconds. They have to try to do everything they can to try to push that objective. And not there in time. Game 1 going to the Nuebs. As Bruticus gets that play of the game there as the Hanzo. I think it really should have been by their tank there, but honestly, really solid work there in that little choke point there. I think Bruticus fortunate there because Cocoa Puff was unstoppable at the end of that second round of map number 1, but ultimately it does go in favor of the Nuebs as it has all season long. You know, they have been kind of at that other level. They've been otherworldly at times, nigh unbeatable potentially. But we're gonna head over to Nepal, where we have a control point here. So we'll see who comes out on top at Nepal. But certainly an opportunity made for Google Fiber after getting mollywopped a little bit there by the Nuebs. Will they be able to turn the tide here in Nepal? Or will they be given the cold shoulder? Time will tell. As it stands, map 2, always kind of a match point there. As they get ready for the motherland, Google Fiber as a Ramatra with Mikey. And they will get their first thanks to the Lucios. And right away, Mikey trying to put in some damage here. So this is the first time we've seen a Ramatra in a very long time. Doing a really big job zoning. But will get taken out thanks to the Zarya and the Hanzo.
Thanks. That warms the bones.
I'll find them.
See Stone Cold there, who does a lot of good work on the Reaper, now on the Soldier.
For the motherland, for the motherland.
Can't believe he'd spam for the motherland on the eve of Independence Day. Heading there with the ult there. Zarya's got 2 in that orb. A Graviton pull. And able to take them both out. As now you'll see Populous, or sorry, the Nuebs go on the offensive here. looking to try to take the fight to Google Fiber. Mikey taken out there on the Ramatra. It is Google Fiber now. Trying to put some juice on, and they are able to do so with the sacrifice from the Cassidy. And that should mean that Falcor did enough to take the point. Question is, can they sustain being king of the mountain? It's a tall task for them. Got a flanking Jedi Haggard here. Oh, from Hanzo, taking out the Lucio. And taking out the DPS there. And retaken it are the Nuebs. As they try to push towards an eventual victory. Spartacus staying on the point. And round one going to the Nuebs. So now round two. As we must make like moths to the flame. And behold the orb. The orb. The orb. The orb. And hey, look, everybody's here. As again, Orisa and Orisa battle there. The Moira quickly being taken out. As Stone Cold on that Cassidy. The Cowboy doing his best to secure the objective here. As we go online with Cocoa Puff. Stone Cold with the double kill. And took out the Mei with that grenade. That grenade is absolutely lethal now after the buffs to it. It is the anti-tank grenade. As he missed with his ult. As Stone Cold and Coke Puff absolutely just dominating this Google Fiber squad right now. As they are not allowing them to get anywhere near the point. Oh, hold on a second. There's a Torbjorn on the point here. And the Torbjorn has retaken the point, if ever so briefly there, causing a bit of concern. As they fall off the point here, Google Fiber still in control of it. Somebody smart and Barticus We'll get there in time. And that is going to be game, set, match. Your winners in a sweep are the Nuebs, and they remain and still undefeated. As Cocoa Puff was absolutely dominant with that Zarya in round 1 there. Finally getting the play of the game. Getting play of the game as a tank always feels especially good. And there we have it, folks. The Google homestand is in the books. Google Fiber dropping to both Populous and to the Nuebs, but taking the fight to Populous there. Took him to game 3 there. That was impressive stuff from them and shows a real commitment there to improving there. I'm seeing that improvement every day there, every week from them there. And I'm excited to see what a week off can do for them. So we're going to have a brief siesta, if you will. If all things go according to plan. A bit of siesta. But yeah, GG's there, Jedi Hagrid. And you guys, once again, dominant as always. And we will see you guys in 2 weeks' time for more Overwatch. Where I believe it will be, I think it's the Nuebs that are next on the next homestand. I could be wrong, could be Populous there, but I think it is the Nuebs. But either way, folks, what I do know is it is time for us to go, but not before we give a big shout out to our special sponsors, of course, Kansas City Corporate Esports Cup, presented to you by Google Fiber, also sponsored by Populous, Sporting Kansas City, Park University, Forvis, the Kansas City Esports Coalition, and of course, it's all powered by KC Game On. I, of course, am JT Displays. You can find me on the socials down in that bottom left-hand corner. As soon as we go to the ending screen, you also see it again there. Don't worry. I'll let you know where my socials are at. You can know where to find me if you ever have any issues. But until the week after next, until the second week in July, we'll see you guys. Have a wonderful holiday. Be safe. Enjoy yourselves. Have fun. And we'll be here next time. Till then.